the only way to hurt a narcissist. It's only natural that you wish to retaliate against the narcissist responsible for causing you so much anguish. Amid the whirlwind of emotion, one solution is simply executing the seemingly simple, yet remarkably potent strategy of maintaining absolute silence. Forget the frustration incited by the narcissist's fiery rage. No contact is the most powerful weapon you can use. No contact might sound familiar to you. Now let me shed some light on what makes it so formidable. You see, narcissists are perpetually hungry for validation, attention, and affirmation. They need others to bolster their egos. By muzzling the provider of this ego sustenance, yourself, you inflict a pain that sears through their very being. Picture this. They're ravenous, craving the satisfaction of their emotional hunger, but their source has suddenly vanished. It's excruciating. Cutting off that supply leaves the narcissist in a desperate state, grappling for a sense of self-worth and the beauty of no contact. It's disarmingly simple to put into practice. So, everyone, if you seek to retaliate against the narcissist, you should exercise the power of silence. Rise above the chaos, protect your inner sanctum, and heal. You deserve so much more. You can and will find joy again. Additionally, as a gesture of sincerity and commitment to your healing journey, I have compiled a comprehensive yet accessible resource exclusively for you. Narcissism 101, Early Warning Signs, Escaping the Trap, and Rebuilding Your Life, an invaluable tool to facilitate your recovery. Find the link provided in the description. Just imagine the narcissist's plight when the wellspring of emotional feedback dries up. They can no longer decipher your thoughts, predict your actions, or gather any intelligence to manipulate you further. And, by withholding your emotional energy, you take back control of your life. You regain your strength, your clarity, and your freedom, all without ever draining your resources. Suddenly, the narcissist finds they can no longer pilfer your energy. Though they have long since believed themselves entitled to it, the tides have now turned. Their illusion of control is shattered. They're forced to confront the cold truth. You have reclaimed your autonomy. In this subtle manner, you serve them the greatest blow of all. You know how it is when someone suddenly stops showering you with attention. It awakens that primal urge to crave them even more. It's all about psychology, the simple allure of something you cannot have. And this mind game is also how it works for narcissists too. Deprive them of their emotional source, and suddenly you become the most alluring being in their minds. They will pursue you with varying methods, calls, texts, or even sending others to reach out. Now, here lies the catch. The narcissist has no regard for your personal boundaries, nor do they realize that you need time alone to reflect. They only care about having their desires met. So, naturally, they intensify their pursuit because their brain tells them that the unreachable is the only thing they truly desire. For a person who lives to get emotional validation, energy, and attention, this is torment. They need it. They have to have it. The exchange of emotions is paramount to a narcissist since it fulfills their needs and also lets them psychoanalyze you. They're always examining your level of affection or attachment to them, even when they don't realize how invasive their actions can be. The lengths they will go to catch you vary. They'll add others to the mix, triangulate, or make you jealous. It's an effort to detect that spark of feeling still alive in you. Because they crave negative emotions, jealousy, anger, guilt. The emotions they understand, the emotions they thrive on. It's not that positive emotions elude them. However, they are fleeting, and so they can't experience them wholly. Naturally, they resort to the feelings they grasp, that is, negativity. It's an enigmatic quandary, really. The narcissist seeks your attention by all means, but when you submit to their demands, they're incapable of feeling anything other than negativity. So, while the chase persists, remember, the ultimate power lies in saying no. By withholding their emotional fuel, you thwart their control and reclaim yours. To the narcissist, inflicting negative emotions on you is a breeze. It's something they understand, something they relish in. They assume that since they feel it, you should too. In some twisted way, it's their way of punishing you, making you experience the same agony they went through. They'd also get jealous when they see you happy or succeeding because they're not at the forefront of it. Naturally, this sparks a warped competition in their world, a competition you never volunteered for, but they'll make it about that anyway. And if they fall behind or perceive they do, well, they'll punish you all the more. So, they maintain their hold over you by manipulating your emotions, by toying with your mind, and by making you establish a psychological power struggle. Why? To come out on top, of course. That's their priority, that rush of superiority when they have their needs met. It's something that eluded them as children, and something they strive for now as adults. When you're the object of their game, they're in control, and they know what the outcome will be. To get to that end goal, they'll plan each step with meticulous calculation, pulling your strings to fit their twisted narrative. But when you take away their emotional fuel by cutting contact, the effect on them is devastating. They have no idea where you stand emotionally, what you're thinking, or what your next move will be. Their behavior towards you is a response to your reactions, your reciprocations. Can you see how cunning and cruel this is, manipulating someone to feel or respond to suit your gains? This dysfunctional behavior is at the core of their existence, and it will never change, not if you give them all the attention and energy you have. Narcissists are insatiable beings that require validation all day, every day. They need it to survive. Here's the thing. Narcissists aren't just after a fleeting sense of well-being to make it through the day. No, it doesn't work like that. They're impulsive, incapable of internally comforting themselves, and constantly triggered by any given situation. That's where you come in with your magical powers of validation and calmness. You could feed their need for attention all day, every day, and still it wouldn't suffice. Instead, they demand that you be an emotional slave, catering to their needs, providing them with the recognition they yearn for. The thing is, though, being at their beck and call is not sustainable. You'll hit your breaking point and find yourself unable to match their emotional demands. But their needs will keep creeping up as they have been fed consistently. Therein lies the problem. They won't change, not if they have their supply of emotional energy. Why would they care about your happiness or their behavior? When you finally exit a narcissistic relationship, you're not the same person. Though they may seem temporary, the effects last long after the relationship ends. You were conditioned into giving them what they need by putting yourself last, and you're left devastated and feeling like a mere shadow of who you once were. It's a dark corner to be in, not knowing who you are anymore. The only way to get away from the chaos and salvage what's left of your sanity is to go no contact. Yes, it's profound. One of the most challenging things you'll ever have to do. You must protect yourself, and going no contact provides that for you. But some of you might find it tricky to accomplish that because of custody issues, business ownership, or shared assets. Even then, you still have the power to minimize your emotional output. You'll see them as a mere business partner, relaying only the necessary information. Don't give them the satisfaction of knowing you're still affected by them. That's not a weakness you should show. They perceive that as an entry point to get what they want from you. Narcissists don't wear their hearts on their sleeves. They've cut that off a long time ago. Emotions are perceived as weakness, and they wouldn't want to show any semblance of vulnerability. It's all about keeping up appearances, staying in control, and dominating others. They're not interested in building something with you, no matter how much they try to convince you otherwise. You're just a resource, someone to give them time, money, or emotional validation. The narcissist doesn't care about you as a person. To them, you're an object, something to take from and discard when they're done. They're transactional in every sense of the word. You supply what they want, and they'll replace you when needed. If you're going through this right now, remember that there's help available. Consider reaching out for one-to-one consultations or getting any of my free courses. Check the description below for the details. Remember, you don't have to go through this on your own. So, until next time, let the healing begin.